Hi, I'm Susan from Inside Out Yoga. Welcome to your practice. This is a strong and aligned flow class, but we won't be putting any weight on the hands whatsoever. So we won't be doing down dog or plank or chaturanga or up dog or pretty much anything that's bearing weight on the hands. So even though it's a strong class, it's especially suitable for those of you who might have some hand or wrist issues or even shoulder issues. And it's especially for you, Ginge. What you'll need for this class is a strap, a belt works great, 2 blocks, and a blanket's always nice to have on standby. So go ahead and grab those, put them off to the side. And we're gonna start on our backs with a chest opener. So one block is gonna go right beneath your shoulder blades. Bottom tip of the block in line with bottom tips of the shoulder blades. For most of my students, that tends to be its lowest height, but if you tend to practice supine back bends, you might want to increase yours a notch. The second block, generally a notch higher to support your head. Again, you can play around with those. I'm going to do my general configuration, which is 2 mid-height blocks, works for my body. I have a pretty easy back bend though, so find what works for you. Lay yourself down on the block so that the bottom tip of that bottom block is in line with the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. Move the second block to support your head. And start with your knees bent and your arms in Shavasana. And just notice what's going on with your neck and with your low back. And those 2 regions of the spine are going to take the brunt of the back bend if the block beneath the shoulder blades is too high. So if you think about a back bend as being like a bow shape, like a bow and arrow, it's a very even arc that doesn't have any kinks in it. Some people might have a deeper arc, and some people have more of a narrow arc, and it doesn't matter which, but it does matter that the arc is pretty continuous and smooth. So find what works for you. I'm even going to lower the block supporting my head to this nice kind of arc that works for my body. And then you can keep your legs in constructive rest or into Tadasana. So lengthen your tailbone, lengthen your legs forward. Heels in line with sitting bones or narrower. So if narrower, your outer big toes touch and your heels 1 or 2 inches apart. Your arms can also be wider than Shavasana, but just let your forearms and the backs of your hands be in contact with the floor. Then close your eyes. Make sure you're not feeling any strain in the low back or the neck. If you're feeling it in the low back, then bring your legs back to constructive rest. If you're feeling it in the neck, heighten the head support. Either way, you might change the configuration of your blocks. Take a couple of deeper breaths to arrive on your mat. And notice your starting point. And begin a conscious breath flow, Ujjayi Pranayama. Smooth out the breath. Begin to feel an even quality so that the length of the inhales and the length of the exhales are roughly matched. Feel as though your rib cage were an umbrella opening and closing to your breath. Little by little, begin to open the umbrella more and more. Maybe even holding when the umbrella is open. And always follow your exhales to their end. Belly drops at the end of the exhale. Rib cage expands, widens in all directions on your inhale. Mind begins to quiet. A few more breaths, get heavier on your exhales. Try not to create any strain in the breath whatsoever. And then ask yourself what brought you to your mat today. And whatever answer arises, use it as an intention for your practice. And start to add some arms. Supta Urdhva Hastasana with this chest opener. Reach your fingertips above your shoulders to the ceiling, palms face each other, and retract the arms into socket a little bit, and imagine you're hugging a wide block between your index and thumb knuckles. Keep that and start to reach the fingertips behind you. And as you do that, I'd like you to lift your pubic bone towards your navel and draw your hip points toward one another as though you're buttoning and zipping a tight pair of jeans. Absorb your front ribs, knit them toward one another, and do this just to the point where your spine isn't overarching. So keep the low back safe by creating core engagement. Continue with your Ujjayi pranayama. Make your legs strong, pressing the big toe mounds forward, pinky toes back, thighs pressed down, but then that low belly lifts. I'm going to do a little bit of core work from this position. So inhale and press your heels down into the ground. And as you exhale, knit your ribs and lift your pelvis off the floor just a couple inches. Inhale, lower the pelvis back down. Exhale, engage your abdominals and lift your pelvis. Inhale, lower back down. It's not a high lift. Exhale, knit together and lift. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, knit and lift. Legs are strong. Twice more. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift. Last time, inhale, lower down. Exhale, knit and lift. Let's hold here, a couple of breaths. Legs are strong, low belly lifts, ribs toward each other, but yet you're breathing as fully as you can. One more inhale. Exhale, lower down. Let's bring your arms by your sides. Bend your knees into constructive rest. And just absorb what you just did. Great, we're going to continue supine, but lift ourselves off the block. So come on off. Put your blocks to the front of your mat for later. And grab your strap or belt. We'll take the Supta Padangusthasana series, so hamstring stretches. Bend both knees, plant both feet. We'll start on the right side. Strap the ball of the right foot. Lift heel to sky, right above the hip. Flex your ankle. And press your big toe mound into the strap as you pull the pinky side down. Stay here if this is plenty for you. You can also keep your knee bent. Or bring your left leg into your Tadasana. Good. I want you to maintain the natural curve of your low back. So as though you could slide a piece of paper beneath it. So stay right here, or if you can maintain that, start to draw the right leg back. So a little bit of a deeper hamstring stretch, but as you pull the leg back, the right hip moves forward. So the pelvis stays fixed, and you're just moving the leg in order to stretch the hamstrings. And then you maintain the natural curves of your spine, which is always a good thing. Breathing in and out to meet the demand of the pose, Supta Padangusthasana A. And let's take a B. So take the strap, both sides in the right hand. Let's bring the left arm in a T position. And slowly let the right leg fall to the right. Don't let the left hip lift up so the pelvis stays fixed as you move right leg to right. To go deeper, pull the toes closer to your right shoulder, but don't let the hip move with it. Send that right hip towards your left foot. A nice little trick I like to use in this one to keep myself from tipping is to take my left hand to my right ribs and then roll the right ribs to the left so the left side of the body stays grounded as much as possible. You're using your core to do that, and then you can replace the arm there, but keep that movement of right ribs to left. Great, let's bring the leg back to center. I'm going to switch sides again to get the outer right leg. So both sides of the strap, left hand. Take your right thumb, put it in your right hip crease, and roll that right hip forward. Keep the hip rolling forward and bring the leg across the body until the toes are in line with your left shoulder. You should be feeling a stretch in the outer right leg, IT band area. Keep rolling right hip forward and keep it on the floor as best you can. So don't let the pelvis now tip to the left. Just the leg is moving. To go deeper, bring the toes closer towards your left shoulder. Keep rolling the hip away from your right shoulder. And then let's go ahead and stack right hip over left so that your right leg is perpendicular to your mat. Resist your strap in your foot and keep rolling right hip forward. You can remove your thumb, just keep that hip moving forward. And I don't care if your left leg is turned out. You can turn it out even in Shavasana. Right hip moves forward, you pull the toes towards left shoulder, and you don't need much, as you could probably tell. Great, let's bring the leg back to center, remove the strap, hug the knee in, and place it on the floor for the second side. Supta Padangustasana series. Strap the ball of the left foot, heel to the sky, right above the hip. Flex the ankle. Notice what you're feeling in your left leg, and if you don't feel enough, straighten right leg, Tadasana. Both legs are strong and active. The hip is even, so left hip isn't hiking up. And you're breathing to meet the demand of the stretch for your body. You can go deeper by moving the thigh bone in space without letting the hip move with it. So you've got to consciously send left hip towards right foot, as with your hands you pull the left leg back. Breath in, breath out, meeting the demand of the pose. You never want to strain or force a stretch, and it's early in the practice. It might even be early in the day for you. Second side, both sides of the strap, left hand, right arm in a T for counterbalance. Start to slowly, do this slowly, send leg to left, and you're doing it slowly so the right hip stays as grounded as possible. It's going to lift a little, but really try to keep it grounded, maybe doing that trick of right hand to left ribs, and you'd roll left ribs to right as you firmly press the right thigh into the floor. To go deeper here, you would bring the toes closer to left shoulder to the floor, but send the left hip towards right heel. Breathing in and out of the nose. Smooth, deep breathing, umbrella opens and closes. Bring the leg back to center, both sides of the strap in your right hand. Take your left thumb in your left hip crease and roll it away from your shoulder. At the same time, pull the toes across the body so toes are in line with right shoulder. Feeling that stretch, outer left leg, which tends for me to be, and I think most people, pretty uncomfortable. So if you're gritting your face, realize that and soften it. To go deeper, you would still roll the hip forward, but bring the toes closer to the shoulder. And I don't care if your thumb stays in your hip crease, but do keep that action. Hip rolls forward. Breath in, breath out. Let's twist a little bit more. Stack now left hip above right. Roll that hip forward. And resist your foot in your strap. You can turn your right leg out if you like. This is a twist, so right ribs can lift as the left ribs ground. You still feel that stretch outer left leg and hip. Bring the leg back to center, remove your strap, hug the knee in, and let's take an Apanasana, hugging both legs in. One more pose, happy baby. We'll start in Supta Balasana, so knees are wide, and you just press your legs straight down, holding either your hamstrings or your shins. And you could stay there, or bring your arms inside your legs, your hands outside your feet, come into happy baby, resisting the hands and the legs, feet equally to descend the thighs. See if you can send your hip creases forward, away from your shoulders, so that you're more on the back of your sacrum, if possible, or on your sacrum. All right, hug knees to chest again. We're gonna rock and roll up into Tadasana. So rock a couple of times. And just stand right up into Tadasana at the top of your mat. Bring your hands to heart, Samastitihi. We'll start to flow right away with lunge salutations with a twist. When you're ready, inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step left foot back, knee down. So you're very lightly touching your fingertips to the floor, not bearing weight on the hands. Inhale, reach the arms up, low lunge. Exhale, lunge, hands to the floor, lift back knee. You can even hover your hands. Inhale, twist, right arm up. Exhale, hold blocks if you like. Parsvottanasana variation, send both hips back. Back heel is vertical. Inhale to lunge. Exhale, Parsvottanasana. Inhale to lunge. You can ditch the blocks entirely. Exhale, Parsvottanasana. One more time. Inhale to lunge. Exhale, Parsvottanasana. And let's inhale, step forward, lift halfway, hands to legs or floor. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, upward hands. Exhale, hands to heart, Samastitihi. Second side, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, low lunge, right foot back, knee down. Barely any weight on your hands. Inhale, arms lift, press the right shin down. Exhale, lunge, hands to the floor, lift back knee. Twist, left arm up, left hip straight back. Exhale, Parsvottanasana, hands, blocks or floor, very lightly touching. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, Parsvottanasana, and the left hip moves straight back. It wants to swing out. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, Parsvottanasana. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, Parsvottanasana. Inhale, step forward, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, reach up, stand up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart, Samastitihi. Similar. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, low lunge, left foot back, knee down. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, lunge, hands to the floor, lift back knee. Inhale, twist, right arm up. Exhale, hands down, hips back, Parsvottanasana. Listen, inhale, half standing split, lightly touching your blocks. Stay here for 5, 4, maybe hover your hands for Virasi, 3, 2, inhale, Samastitihi, and exhale here. Second side, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, low lunge, right foot back, knee down. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, lunge, hands to the floor, lift back knee. Twist, left arm up. Exhale, Parsvottanasana, hands down, hips back. Inhale, half standing split. Stay for 5, maybe Virasi, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, feet together, Samastitihi. Stay to exhale. Next, inhale, come into Utkatasana, chair pose, sticking your butt out, lifting your lower belly, and descending your thighs. Lean forward, Ardha Utkatasana, and step the left foot back into a hover lunge. Inhale there, and exhale, step forward, Utkatasana. Inhale here. Exhale, Ardha Utkatasana. Take an inhale, and exhale, hover lunge, stepping the right foot back. Inhale here, and exhale, Utkatasana. We'll repeat that to the breath. Inhale, exhale, left foot back, hover lunge. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, right foot back, hover lunge. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, left foot back. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, right foot back. Inhale, Utkatasana, just one more each side. Exhale, left foot back. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, right foot back. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samastitihi. How'd you do? Ardha Prasarita, lunge salutations with a twist. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, low lunge, left foot back, knee down. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, lunge, hands to the floor, lift back knee. Inhale, twist, right arm up. Exhale, wide-legged stance, right hand down, Ardha Prasarita. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, bring it down, just lightly touching. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, lunge, top of the mat. Inhale, hover lunge. Exhale, Utkatasana. Inhale here. Exhale, fold for the second side. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, right foot back, knee down, low lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, lunge, hands to the floor, lift back knee. Inhale, twist, left arm up. Exhale, Ardha Prasarita, left hand down. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, left arm. Exhale, lunge, top of the mat. Inhale, float the arms. Exhale, Utkatasana. We'll do one more each side. Inhale here. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, low lunge, left foot back, knee down. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, lunge, hands to the floor, lift back knee. Inhale, twist, right arm up. Exhale, Ardha Prasarita, right hand down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, lunge, top of the mat. Inhale, hover lunge. Exhale, Utkatasana. Inhale here. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, low lunge, right foot back, knee down. Inhale, float the arms. Exhale, lunge, hands to the floor, lift back knee. Inhale, twist, left arm up. Exhale, Ardha Prasarita, left hand down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, lunge, top of the mat. Inhale, float the arms. And exhale, Utkatasana. Take an inhale here. Exhale, Samastitihi. Close your eyes. Absorb all that energy. Even out your breath as best you can, especially if you've lost it. Great. Next inhale, come to Utkatasana again. And as you exhale, come into a hover lunge, left foot back. From here, come into a high lunge. Sinking that right thigh to 90 if you can. Lift your lower belly. Back knee stays bent in order to keep the pelvis in neutral. Maybe you begin to straighten out a little bit without tipping your pelvis forward. Lean forward into your hover lunge. And as you exhale, come into Vira C or a half standing split. Hands to heart, forward, out like wings or back. Hug that right hip in and back. Firm that left leg as though you're standing on it. Utkatasana, inhale. Hover lunge, right leg back. Come into a high lunge. Pelvis in neutral, left thigh descends. Right knee bent in order to Foster that neutral pelvis. Maybe you sink down, maybe the right leg straightens any amount. Hover lunge coming forward into Vira C, hands to heart if you like. Half standing split is of course fine, it's just a supported variation. Hug that left hip in and back and firm the right leg as though you're standing on it. Hands where you like. Utkatasana, inhale. Samastitihi, exhale. So we'll do that again to the breath one time, adding genie in and out of the bottle to Navasana. So just adding a little bit more to that. When you're ready, inhale Utkatasana. Exhale, hover lunge, left leg back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, Vira C, whoa. Inhale, high lunge again. And exhale, Utkatasana. Stay in Utkatasana. And this time as you exhale, genie out of the bottle. Bring both hands to heart as you elevate your heels. Begin to straighten your legs with your heels elevated. Find a drishti as you hug into the midline. Utkatasana, heels can stay elevated or on the floor. Genie out of the bottle, straightening the legs. Lift the lower belly, really helps. Utkatasana, heels elevated or not, up to you. And then maybe the arms stay lifted as genie comes out again. You're supposed to feel very wobbly in this. It's not easy, shouldn't be easy. If it's easy for you, lift your eyeballs towards the sky. Let's come back to Utkatasana. If you can, elevate your heels, and we'll come all the way down into tiptoe pose. So the heels are elevated, hands can come to heart. Pause, it's another balance. And we'll take a seat for Navasana. It's hard to not use your hands and do chaturangas. Thighs towards chest, chest towards thighs, legs lift any amount. If they're lifted, I like to point my toes, a little bit of energy in the feet. It's one of the reasons I like genie out of the bottle, strengthens the feet. Bring feet to the floor, widen your knees, back to Utkatasana. And to Samastitihi. We've got all that to do second side. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, hover lunge, right leg back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, Vira C. Maybe arms stay forward. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, Utkatasana. Take an inhale here. Genie out of the bottle, elevating heels, hands to heart. Utkatasana, heels stay elevated if possible. Relax your shoulders if you can. Genie comes out again. Back in. Back out. Maybe arms lift here. They could be lifted the whole time. You can lift your eyeballs if this is too easy. And then let's bring her back in. Arms stay elevated if possible. Heels stay elevated. All the way down to tiptoe pose. Hands to heart again. Breathing. To Navasana, which for me feels like a vacation after that. Bum to floor. That's for you, Angie. Thighs, chest toward one another. Any amount your heels lift. One more breath. Feet to the floor. Urdhva Hastasana, upward hands, hands to heart, Samastitihi. Now we'll do a standing pose sequence with warrior 2 type poses. When you're ready, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, left foot back. Keep the knee lifted for a lunge. Inhale, high lunge. High lunge twist. Take an inhale, lift the back ribs, squeeze your legs, and as you exhale, turn left ribs to right. Right arm comes behind you. Try to keep your torso as upright as you can. Pavrita Parshva Konasana, twisted lunge. Lean forward now and hook your elbow outside your leg. Thumbs to breastbone, hands together. Keep sending that right hip back as you twist left ribs to right, and keep your left leg very strong. Vira B, back of the mat. You might want to take a block with you. I think I will. Inhale up and over. Virabhadrasana B. And just land, pressing your feet down strongly, but lifting the legs up away from the floor. As you reach your arms apart from one another, lift the bones behind the ears towards the ceiling, and your shoulders will relax as a result. Trikonasana, straighten the front leg. Bring your hand, if you like, to a block, but again, we're kind of not bearing weight on the hands today, so light touch, much harder. And also bring your hand down your leg. Turn the chest, keep both legs strong. Lift your lower belly. Arm reaches up if you like. Maybe look up at your top hand. Good. Then microbend your front knee a little bit and make jazz hands. We're going to come into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, with jazz hands. If you want to use your block, and if you don't have wrist or hand issues, feel free to do it the normal way. This is way harder. Scooch, whoops, slippery mat, it's pretty new. Scooch your back foot in and lift it up. And you can be kind of here, or you can come a little bit lower. You're still trying to turn, turn your left ribs to your right, and keep the back legs strong. Don't lose your big toe mound front foot. We'll come into Yogi Referee, unsupported Parshva Konasana. Bend the front knee, land, feel free to support. And then we'll come into Pavrita Parshva Konasana, twisted lunge, front of the mat. So inhale, windmill up. I'm going to put my block down, and exhale, hook that left elbow outside right leg. Right hip back, left leg strong, low belly lifts. Look down, step forward, Pavrita Utkatasana, twisted chair. We could do side crow here, Parshvabhakasana, but we're not bearing weight on the hands, are we? Inhale, Utkatasana, Samastitihi. Other side. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, lunge, step your right foot back. And inhale, come into a high lunge. Keep that low belly lifted and lift the back ribs up. Twist here. Start to turn right ribs to left. Right arm forward, left arm back. Your palms are facing me. Pavrita Parshva Konasana, twisted lunge. Lean forward, hook the elbow around, thumbs to breastbone, and firm that back leg. Any deeper variations you like, feel free. Shoulder can come inside the knee. Just don't lose your spine line in a twist ever. Vira B, back of the mat. I think I'll ditch my blocks this time. I didn't use it too much last time. So right leg forward. Torso upright, and just come as low as you like today. Always depends what's going on in the body. As you stretch your arms apart, imagine they were floating in a pool of water. Lift the bones behind the ears towards the ceiling. Trikonasana, straighten front leg and arm. Side bend. Again, don't lose your spine line. Easy to do in this pose. Most people need to reach the bottom arm a little higher on the leg in order to achieve that. Maybe you slightly micro-bend the front knee. Bring your hands into jazz hands. And we'll take that unsupported Ardha Chandrasana. Scooch in a little bit, or a lot really, and start to lean forward as you lift that back leg. I'm feeling wobbly today, so every day is different. Trying to squeeze your hips and make your legs strong as you turn your chest. Whoa. Fun to practice stuff you don't feel like you can manage super well. Unsupported Parsvakonasana, Yogi Referee. To the top of the mat, Pavarita Parsvakonasana, twisted lunge. So the back heel stays elevated so that your back leg is neutral. Left hip moves back, thumbs to breastbone. Look down as you step forward, Pavarita Utkatasana. Utkatasana here. Samastitihi. Good. So a little bit more balance work, and then we'll come to the floor. So from Samastitihi, let's come into a standing knee lift, lifting your left knee. And then into a hover lunge. Let's do that twice more. Standing knee lift to a hover lunge. Standing knee lift to a hover lunge. This time we'll hold the standing knee lift and we'll move it into our Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana series. So same series we did on our backs, but we do that as a balance. So a little tighter, just hold onto your left knee. You can also grab your big toe with your peace fingers if you have looser hamstrings and stretch the leg forward. You can use a strap as well, like we did on the floor. And as we did on the floor, you want to not have the left hip hike up to the shoulder, send it down towards right heel, firming both thighs, trying to maintain natural curves of your spine. Not easy, all in a balance. Send the leg to the left, just like we did on the floor. Right arm can come out for that counterbalance. Maybe you shift your drishti over your right shoulder. If you have a wall, then you can put your fingers on it. Let's come back to center. And bring both hands to hips as you just send that leg forward, nice and strong. Good. From here, bend the knee again. And bring your right hand to the outside of your left leg. Find that same twist we did in a high lunge. Arm can reach back. Right arm can reach forward. Maybe you grab the outer edge of your foot. Ugh. Balance is off today. And straighten the leg. Gaze at your back hand if you're feeling not too wobbly. And drop that left hip straight down. Look forward if you're not. Come to standing knee lift. And Samastitihi. Let all that go. Same thing, second side. I know this sequence is for the Ginge, and she doesn't love these standing balances, but it's good for you. So let's come into a standing knee lift. Left leg, Tadasana. Standing knee lift, right leg, inhale. Exhale, hover lunge, right leg back. Inhale, standing knee lift. Exhale, hover lunge. Inhale, standing knee lift. Exhale, hover lunge. Let's hold the standing knee lift as you inhale for Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana A. Left hand to hip. Right hand slightly touches the knee. You can also use a strap or your peace fingers to grab your right big toe and send the leg forward. Right sitting bone wants to so badly lift towards right shoulder. Send it down towards left foot and resist your right hand, your right foot, or right knee if you're holding that. Move the right leg to the right. Twist your ribs to the left, as we did on our backs, but low belly beneath the navel to the right. Nice and strong in your center. Left arm can come into a T. Maybe your drifty shifts over the shoulder. Bring it back to center. Strengthen the hip flexors quads by releasing hands to hips, lifting the leg as high as you can. And then bend the knee again into that standing knee lift. Left hand around right leg. Get nice and tall. Twist, reaching the right arm behind you if you like. Maybe grabbing the outer right foot with your left hand. Maybe head turns towards your back hand. But find something to stare at softly, drishti. Turn your head forward, back to standing knee lift, to samastitihi. We'll be going down onto our back, so inhale, Utkatasana. Maybe you elevate your heels as we lower all the way to tiptoe pose one last time. Then have a seat. Toss your blocks to the back of your mat for when you lie down. Let's come into Navasana one last time. Just a little bit more abdominals. Inhale, Navasana. Exhale, Ardha Navasana. Toes at eye level, sacrum on the floor. Inhale, Navasana, keeping your legs straight or bend them. Exhale, Ardha. Inhale, Navasana. Exhale, Ardha. One more time, inhale, Navasana. Big smile. To Ardha. And then Apanasana, lie down, hug knees to chest. Rest. Not one chaturanga, not one down dog, not one plank, not one vashisthasana. Not an easy practice, though. Hug knees to chest. Let's take Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose, feet to the floor. Feel free to use a block underneath your sacrum if you're toast. To make robot arms, fingertips face the ceiling, elbows into your waist, palms face each other. Press your inner feet and upper arms and then lift up. Lift the lower belly. Feel your outer hips lifting up, your inner thighs rolling down. And press your upper arms more. And if you like, you can straighten your arms and clasp beneath your sacrum. That doesn't hurt your hands. And turn your upper arms out. Release your arms. Maybe bring them back to robots. As you lower trunk, pelvis, same unit. Come into constructive rest to neutralize. Let's take a passive twist. Bring your arms at a T. Feet now in line with sitting bones. Lift, shift hips to right. Drop knees to left. Let's lift left ribs off the floor. Weight down right ribs, right shoulder. Look at your right hand if it doesn't hurt your neck. You can also straighten out that top leg and or bottom. Some people like to grab their toes. But this right hip that likes to hike up, I want you to send it away from your shoulder. And then soften, letting the bottom hip get heavy as you open and close your umbrella. Let's come out of the twist. First, turn your nose to face the ceiling. Bend the top knee if it's straight and come back to center. Neutralize again, feel the difference between your sides. And switch, twist. Hips shift to the left, legs to the right. Right shoulder, right ribs lift to weight down the left side, turning your head. And then legs in whatever position. The top leg can be straight, the bottom, they both can be straight. They can be scissored. Find something that works for you. But try to let your right hip, your bottom hip, get nice and heavy so that it's more of a restorative energy to this pose. Beginning to absorb more and more the energy of that practice. Breath starts to get lighter and lighter. Turn your nose to face the ceiling. Bend the top leg if it's straight. Come back to constructive rest. One last pose before Shavasana, Viparita Karani. Take your block beneath your sacrum, whatever height, low, medium, or even high, and send both heels to the sky. Since it's legs up the wall pose, I tend to let my legs be less active in this. I know some people like to have Tadasana type legs, and that's great. You're in an inversion without support, but I like to imagine that my legs are supported. So as long as there's no pain in your spine or anywhere else, and it feels okay to kind of let your legs and your feet be a little soft, maybe check that out. But of course, it's your practice. Bring your hands to your belly, feeling the belly becoming softer and softer, just like a lake. The back of the head gets heavy. Shoulders. So anything that's touching the floor or even what's touching your block are really heavy. But there's a lightness to your legs and a super softness to your belly. Bring your feet to the floor if you haven't already for a restorative bridge pose, just for a breath or so. Some people like to straighten out their legs in this pose. Hurts my low back. I get too much of a forward tilt, so not for me. Might be for you. When you're ready, we're coming into Shavasana. So remove your block. Send your hip forward. If you want a Baddha Konasana shape for Shavasana and that's supremely comfortable, take that. Otherwise, full-on Shavasana. If you have a blanket, cover yourself or put it on your pelvis for extra weight. Take rest. Start to deepen your breath. Lick your lips, take a swallow. Begin to move your fingers and your toes. Little by little, organically add more movement as you make your way out of your Shavasana and back into a seat. Find that nice tall spine, close your eyes, and notice the effects of your practice on your body and your mind. How did your practice align with your intention? More importantly, what will you take with you off the mat? Bring your hands to your heart, reconnect with your intention. And acknowledge you showed up for practice. Let's end as we always do with gratitude for our health, our loved ones, our connection to each other, and for the infinite possibilities that surround us in each moment. Let's end with a chant of Om today. Breath out, exhale. Inhale. Om. Thumbs to forehead, heart center, bow your heads. Namaste, yogis. Namaste, Ginge.